This is the relative strength of
It's easy to tell the
transmission. These power levels are
rare dish.
of any given cell.
Glue the sheet
Transmission.
is a rare dish.
The first sample. The second example is simulated at minus,
Glue the sheet to the dark.
and now the digital. Variant of any given cell at minus 100 transmission while you are traveling.
Glue the sheet to the dark.
First at minus 112 dBm. These power levels,
You can tell the depth of a well.
112 dBm. This
Glue the sheet to the dark. These days, a chicken leg.
this is the relative strength.
Glue the sheet to the dark.
Phone scans for
These days, a chicken leg is a rare dish. It's easy to tell the depth of
12 dBm. The second example, the first sample,
well. These days, a chicken
transmission at minus 7 analog transmission. The digital represents
It's easy to tell. The bottom. These days, a chicken leg is a rare dish. To the dark blue.
and the good coverage.
Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about my new console, the Zahl AM1. I dream about these things for probably 10 years and somehow I had the lucky strike to find somebody in Riverside that was selling it, Tassilo from Panpot. They had this console and they didn't use it a lot lately, so they decided to let it go and they gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse, and I decided to buy what probably is the most expensive things that I ever bought in my life. Am I happy? Yes, I am super happy. I love these things. This is an instrument that it's incredible to play. It's incredible to have, a privilege to have, honestly. And today I want to discuss a little about how it works, why I think for my workflow for electronic music is one of the best things available. And tell you also the few things that you don't think about when you buy a console that will actually make your life pretty complicated. Anyway, before going on, the few way you can support my page, you can subscribe and share this content, you can buy from the affiliate link down below, and you can become a Patreon. On Patreon I go more in-depth with demo, review, I do one-on-one, and I give you a lot of more exclusive tools and content to learn. Alright, what is the Zahl AM1? I think the pronunciation is Zahl, I always call it Zahl. But anyway, it's a console made in Germany aimed to electronic music. In fact, it doesn't have a microphonic mic preamp, it only has a line preamp here. It comes as a modular concept, so different side frame. This is like, I think it's a 40 or 30 something channel, 4 stereo channel, 8 mono channel, and a master. I'm waiting for the 2 CV channel that are incredible, especially if you use modular. And let's put some other music in the background meanwhile. And what make it stand out? I think it is thought by Michael Zahl, aimed for musicians that use mixer as an instrument. It's not meant to be just a mix down or something that comes later in the production process, but it's something that you want to use right away. In fact, it has an amazing EQ, which it's meant to be not coloring the sound, but just being an enhancement of your sound, so it doesn't change it too much, but it can actually change it, and it sounds so good. Then you have 6 auxes, 4 stereo, 2 mono, which for me is game changing, because what you see now is just temporary. My studio is a mess, you can see behind. So this is the first time, actually the first day after a week of cabling, that I am playing with it. So 6 auxes, and now I'm using just the CXM on one, the Benny Dub on another, and then I have, then that's it. I just have 2 effects. So I will connect then the Space Echo, the Eventide, the Lexicon. I will have a lot of stuff going on. You have for each channel the insert. You have a direct aux, this is the insert, it could be pre, post. You have a cool things that is the parallel port, like, so you have a dry wet on your insert, so you can process your channel in a parallel way, which is not something you find in other mixer. What else? You have interesting things in the stereo channel, and you know what? Also the stereo here, it works in a different way. I'm not gonna do a demo of it because that will come later on when I'm more acquainted. But just give you an idea. Then you have 4 groups that goes here, and right now in my setup I go with the groups in my sound card. I only have 8 channels in and out, so right now I'm really limited in what I want to do, because of course you have direct aux, and I need at least 16 and 16 in, 16 out. That's something I will have to figure it out, and I need to upgrade. I think I'm gonna go with Antelope at 32. The Orion could be a good idea. Then here you have your aux return, so you can I love to use the return of the effects in channel. So if I have, this is my 303, and then I'm sending it on 6 on my Benny Dub. So usually you can decide to send it into your aux return, but I love to play with the channel, and also I do the dub thing, right? So I feed back the signal in the channel. So here it is. I have all of my dub kind of tools in my hand. Then the CXM come back into this stereo channel, so I can have control on that too. Here I have my rhythm, and then I have 2 channels from the octatrack there, one with a vocal sample. This is a Q out, and this is the out with a pad.
Like it's a rare dish.
And now the digital.
So my plan here is to learn first, because now this is again the first time I'm playing with it, and there's so many things you can do, and there's so many beautiful sounding stuff happening, and you have also a very cool EQ. This is the rhythm without an EQ, and this is with the Q. I'm pushing a lot, 15 dB on the 70 Hz. Each channel also have a low cut, which is really handy. So this is the un-EQ'd, and this is the EQ'd. So to me, music, creating music with tools, it's the matter of finding texture, of finding interesting sounds. So a mixer, it's great for this purpose, because you can actually use a lot of these sends to create chain. For example, let's send this pre-fader. So now I have the Benny Dub, and I can send it to the CXM. Now you can hear it also there. Of course, I hear this. And if I want, I can send back these into the Benidab. Of course, you need to be careful because you can create feedback, which can be something you want. For example, I can feed the CXM into itself and hear the feedbacks. I can EQ it. So as you can hear, you can create space, you can create texture. And with just two instruments, for example, a kick and a 303, you can have something very nice sounding already. Of course, when you use something like this, you need manuality, you need to learn the instrument, how it reacts. Before I had an SSL, back in the days, I had, what was the name? The X-Desk, the small one, which was great for dubbing. Of course, way less possibilities, and only 2 aux send. Here I have 6, and plus I didn't have any EQ. So these now become a workbench where I can put, my idea is like having here the CV channel and keep this area here as my instrument platform where I can put all the effects chain and a few things I want to work on. And there I have my desk, my Zahl desk, where I will put other instrument and I will do production maybe in a different way. So what else to say? It's an amazing tool. Of course, I know already a lot of you will say, oh my God, that costs so much money. First, yes, it costs so much money. It's handmade and they do very few a year. Like the waiting list is a lot. Just to get my CV channel, it will take 6 months. I got it for an amazing price, honestly. I saved years to get one. So do you need to spend this amount of money to work in this way? Not at all. There's many other opportunities. You can actually use, for example, the SSL Big 6, I think is an amazing mixer for doing anything you want. Of course, here we are talking about a professional studio with a person that works professionally in music, so this is an investment that could be, comparable to somebody that has to buy a car, a computer, whatever. So for me, this is makes sense, it's worth. And also I always wanted it, so now I'm like a baby at Christmas and I have my, the things that I always desired. Few things though, whenever you go this way, when you go buying a console, it's not that you just plug and play and boom, you're ready and you're in paradise. I got the mixer Monday, today is Thursday. I am behind any schedule. I had to do demos and review, and the video that you're seeing now, I just showed it few hours before. So it's like, it took several days just to figure it out what to do. I have 3 96-point patch bays that I'm cabling. It's all cable behind here. All the cable go to the patch bay because a console like this is meant to be used like that. You need to have everything on your patch bay. I wish I could afford a flock, a digital patch bay, so I don't have to go through all the cabling and patching, but the way I'm doing it now, it's like I don't need any cable to make it work. So consider whenever you go to buy a console like this, cables and patch bay that can set you up for another $10,000 and even more. I've been lucky because I got a full package with all the cables that I need. That said though, you need to reconfigure all of your ins and out and studio for what you have now. And for example, I've always been fairly okay with my Apollo, but now it's not enough anymore, so I need to upgrade that. That's a lot of more money. If I would stay with Apollo, Annex 16, it set me up for $4,000 more, so I don't know, that's that's nonsense, kinda. And it's you move in the professional way, in a serious way, and then everything that you have to buy go enormously overpriced. So you need to be really careful when you do that. And it's pointless to have an instrument like this and not invest in good cables, patch bays, and some plan. You might say my room now needs serious fixing. I need to do the paneling at the wall, and so yeah, it's a thing that grows. Like every week I figure it out. I need this, and that. So I didn't expect to buy this guy. It happened. It was an occasion, and I couldn't let it go. And yeah, now my life is severely more complicated than before. But once everything is gonna be patched and everything is gonna be ready, this will change the way I can do music. I will have so much more chances to create a unique sound, which is what I want. Also, it could be used to mix other projects for other people, and so on. So there's a lot of things that opens up once you own a piece of equipment like this one. I think so. Again, this is just like a preview. You will see this, of course, from now on every day, because it's gonna be the centerpiece of my studio. This is gonna be the main instrument, which everything other instrument come in, and then I will mangle and twist and play. So again, nowadays you can do everything in the box, but it doesn't inspire me. I cannot work in the box. I know that it's easier, not easier necessarily, it's more convenient. And when I do commercial job, usually I stay in the box. And somehow I think this would be used as a tracking unit and then going into the computer and finish my mixing there. But then I will use it as a summing too. So the other cool things, like I have alternative input on my mono channel, so I can then streamline back from the sound card in here, and these things has a lot of headroom, so I will be able to have a great summing mixer too. And again, if you ever see the CV module that will go here, well, those are game changer. You can basically, you have more than 20, I don't remember, point of CV controllable settings. So basically your EQ can be CV controlled, your panning, your send and return. So that is going to be game changer, and you can control with external CV, or you have an envelope follower inside it, and many other tools. They did that in collaboration with Verbos. So yeah, that's amazing. I'm super excited. I'm just so sad that it will take 6 months to have one, but whatever. Anyway, in the future of my channel, there's gonna be more mixer related things, a lot of dub relating things, and I will do right now some video about the basic of dubbing with a console on my Patreon. That doesn't mean that you need this precise mixer, but you just need any mixer that has aux send. So if you're interested in that, tune in the next few days, and there's gonna be something interesting. All right, that's about it for today. I'm sorry if the studio look like a mess. I have to now go back to my life as a musician and not as a technician, and hope in the future videos to bring more music and more happiness. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.
Of any given cell.